ASN Science, The Life of Fish. Fish were the first backboned animals to appear on Earth. They form by far the largest group of vertebrates. Remember, vertebrates are animals with a backbone. A typical fish breathes using gills, has a body covered with scales, maneuvers through the water using fins, and is cold-blooded. Most species live in either freshwater or the sea, but a few can move between both kinds of environment. In our next lesson, we will be doing a fish dissection, which will allow you to see several parts of the fish anatomy for yourself. We'll be able to look inside and outside the fish's body for ourselves. But today, we're going to learn a little bit more about some of the different kinds of fishes that are in the freshwater rock lochs and rivers and some of our seas. Sharks are perhaps the scariest and the most famous big fish in the sea. The great white shark is the most notorious of all of these and is often blamed for attacks on humans. But research shows that most victims of a human attack are quickly released by these sharks. They're classic killers and are the top predator in the ocean. The great white shark is a powerful swimmer, and it cruises through the water either on the surface or just off the bottom, where it can cover long distances very quickly. It likes short, fast chases and may be seen to leap spectacularly out of the water. Like other members of this family, it can maintain its muscles at an unusually high temperature, helping it to swim more efficiently. Although a solitary animal, it can often be seen in pairs or feeding in very small groups at a carcass, with the largest shark eating first. Armed with large, triangular, coarsely serrated teeth, the white shark is superbly equipped for ripping into flesh of its unfortunate prey. Most sharks have a torpedo-shaped body that allows them to cut easily through the water, although several bottom-dwelling species have a flattened body similar to that of rays. Unlike bony fish, sharks have rigid fins that cannot be flexed or folded, yet their fins are nonetheless efficient for steering and stabilising their body during swimming. A shark's teeth, which are arranged in rows, are replaced throughout its lifetime. The shape of the teeth vary according to diet, although some species have 2 or more types of tooth. Sharks don't have a swim bladder, but their large oil-filled liver adds to their buoyancy and helps to prevent them sink. Sharks use various tactics to catch prey. Predatory sharks rely on short, high-speed chases through open water, or on ambushing and surprising other species. Another type of fish are skates and rays. Broad bodies and wing-like fins distinguish skates and rays from other cartilaginous fish. Their flattened shape is generally an adaptation for life on the seabed, although several species, including the mantas and eagle rays, swim in open water. Skates and rays are found throughout the world. Rays are more diverse in the tropics, while skates are more widespread in temperate waters. Most skates and rays live along the coast, but some range far into deep sea basins. This is a manta ray. They can measure up to 7 meters long. It's also known as the devil ray and is the world's largest ray, swimming through the open ocean like a large bird on slowly flapping wings. However, despite this odd look, it's harmless and only eats plankton, filtering food with its gills. Its mouth, unlike those of other rays, is positioned in the front of its body, allowing it to feed continuously as it moves along. It's a leisurely swimmer, but can suddenly accelerate if threatened. Bony fish form overwhelmingly the largest and most varied group of fish, accounting for more than 9 out of 10 of fish species. Of the 4 classes of fish, bony fish have evolved most recently and are usually regarded as the most advanced. Although most are small, they vary greatly in shape and size. All bony fish have a light but strong internal skeleton, made wholly or partly of bone, which supports flexible fins that enable the fish to control its movements. Most also have a gas-filled swim bladder that allows them to adjust their buoyancy. When we do our dissection, you'll hopefully see an inflated swim bladder for yourself. Bony fish are found in almost all habitats, including marshes, lakes, rivers, and deep oceans. This is a zebra moray eel. Morays are thick-bodied and often powerful eels that typically lurk in the clefts in rocks or coral, with only their heads showing. These fish have no pectoral or pelvic fins. There are over 100 species, and many, including the zebra moray, are brightly coloured. This snake-like fish has a long, cylindrical, highly muscular body and a large mouth, with blunt and pebble-like teeth adapted for crushing prey. This is a catfish. It's a freshwater fish. Can you work out why it might be called a catfish? And now we go from a catfish to a cat reading about fish. Oh my. You may well recognise this fish. It's a clownfish, just like the one in Finding Nemo. It's a small fish that lives in sea anemones. It protects itself from the anemone's sting by a mucus that covers its body. It receives shelter from the anemone and finds it can eat the plankton that floats by, and algae that grows around the anemone. A family unit will usually stay on a single sea anemone. That's our introduction to fish, and a little idea for you to think about when you're considering the animals that live in the sea. Remember, you were asked to find out about one type of animal that lived in the sea, and you may have chosen fish. However, next time we're going to look more closely at the inside and the outside of a real fish, doing our fish dissection. Hopefully most of you will want to see that film. However, if you're at all unsure, it might be worth asking the adult in your house to look at it first, just to be sure that you're going to be okay with that. It will be good for you to see things like the gills and the swim bladder up close, and for us to put some of the learning we've just had today into action. See you soon.